Om Shanti. Today Baba is asking us to feel Baba or realize Baba or experience Baba as our companion. And today Baba says that just as you are loving to the Father, so make the Father your companion too, and Maya will become unconscious from a distance. So Baba says that you are loving to the Father, but you have not made Baba your companion. So, when we love someone, we sometimes choose to be with them and sometimes we are away from them. And there is a difference between a lover and a spouse. So a spouse is always with you. You do everything with them. And with the one you love, they are away from you. So although there is love in the heart, you don't do everything with them. Yes, so Baba says that now just don't limit yourself to having love in your heart for me. Make me your companion. So, and Baba says that because you have love in your heart for me, but sometimes you think you are alone or you start getting consumed by somebody's company. So then you are not able to see that I'm there standing beside you and watching you what you're doing. So then this body consciousness makes you do some things against Srimad. But when you keep Baba as your companion, you will always feel that he is beside you. And then the way you operate will be very different. So Baba says that the promise you made in the beginning, I will eat with you, I will sit with you, I will console my soul with you. So when children used to come to Baba in the beginning, Baba used to make them make this promise. तुम ही संग बैठूं, तुम ही संग खाऊं, तुम ही को दिल का हाल सुनाऊं. So Baba used to make children make this promise. And Baba says, now you also make this promise. So because Baba was in the corporeal form at that time, so they ate with Baba, sat with Baba, and shared everything with Baba. But Baba says, even if I'm avyakt right now, I'm always there with you. So just experience my presence and my company every time. So eat with me, sit with me, and share the feelings of your heart with me. Carry out all your activities of the day with the Father according to this promise, and Maya will not be able to disturb you. Because, there is this thing that they say in the world, halt. Halt means hungry, angry, lonely, and tired. So when you're hungry, angry, lonely, and tired, then you tend to give in to addictions. So if somebody has an addiction, then he should be very wary of these 4 conditions: hungry, angry, lonely, and tired. And I think that lonely is the biggest one because there was this brother and he told me that he has this addiction of cigarettes. And then I told him, you have 2 daughters in the house, you smoke in front of them. So he said, so you see, sister, when they go upstairs and I am downstairs and then I have my own space, I am watching TV, then every day I smoke cigarette at that time. And then, I keep sitting there for 4 hours, 5 hours, late into the night. And then I'm an addict, he said. And then I told him that, why don't you just keep their company? So, you should also start living upstairs. So, but then that was not possible. So, Baba says that, in this world, there cannot be anybody who is in constant company with you. Any physical company is never constant. And what I have understood and also felt, that whenever you are on your own, you think that you are alone, or there is this feeling that you are alone, then all your addictions come up. Yes, they emerge, all your bad habits, whenever you are mentally, so you don't, you feel you're alone, or you are in bad company also. So, even bad memories are bad company, or, going back into the events of the past which do not give you a good feeling, or fears in the future, they are also bad company. So whenever the soul keeps bad company or is alone, at that time all the addictions emerge. So Baba says, when you always keep me as your companion, and you see that there are many people who say that, so I have seen husbands and wives both coming and complaining about the same thing. So the that same couple, I have seen that the husband came and he said that my wife doesn't love me and she doesn't recognize my presence, and she's so full of herself that she doesn't even recognize that I'm in the room. And then the wife says the same thing about the husband. I have seen this one interesting couple, or at least two I have seen, who said this. So Baba says that, even with Baba, Baba is there, Baba is giving his company, but it is a matter of recognition and keeping his company. So when we keep Baba in our awareness, that Baba is sitting here with me, Baba is talking to me, or Baba is listening to me, or when I'm eating, Baba is eating with me, Baba is sitting with me, Baba is working with me, Baba is guiding me in everything I do. So not just sometimes, but all the time, when you start recognizing his presence, because it's not about his presence, but more about the recognition of his presence. So Baba says, when you start doing that, then you are never alone, or you are never in bad company. And then Maya is not able to trick you. So Maya is not able to bring you into negativity and waste thinking, or waste karma, or negative karma, because then you are always in the company of the highest on high, and his Baba's guidance, Baba's love, Baba's protection you feel, and you act accordingly. So Baba says this, and then Baba says, carry out all your activities of the day with the Father according to this promise, and Maya will not be able to disturb you. Her destruction will take place. So Baba says, you will destroy Maya, and Maya will not be able to disturb you. So always keep your keep your companion with you. With the power of his company, and by being lost in meeting him, you will become a conqueror of Maya and a conqueror of the world. So Baba says, then you can also be lost in his meeting. So, when you have a companion, so sometimes, and I remember there is this father and daughter, and they are so well connected with each other, Lokik father and daughter, that when they are in a room full of souls, they cannot see anybody else. They keep talking to each other. So I've seen this Lokik father and daughter, and it's a very beautiful scene to watch. So in a room full of 100 people, they don't even find out 10 seconds to look at anybody. They'll just keep talking to each other. And sometimes you wonder, what do they do at home? Don't they talk at home? So Baba says, companion is such a thing. And sometimes, you have a father-daughter companion, sometimes you have a spouse, or sometimes siblings are great companions. And then Baba says, in this world now, there is no companion because we are not. So, only Baba can be our companion. We are not eligible, or others are not eligible, or I don't know what is the matter, but there is no other companion. So, Baba says, now when you keep me as your companion all the time, then you can be just lost in meeting with me, and then Maya will not be able to distract you. So it's very difficult to distract someone who is lost in a meeting with the sweet companion. And what does Maya do? Maya actually distracts us first, and then Maya plays the game. So Baba says, when Maya is not able to distract you, she will not be able to disturb you. So, but the thing is, we, when we come to Gyan, many children have a very intellectual relationship with even Baba. So sometimes, in bhakti also there are many ways in which they connect to the idea of God. And so of course they don't connect to God because they don't know God. They don't know anything about God, about how He looks or what He does or His qualities or anything. They have a certain idea of God, but then they connect to that idea very differently. So in bhakti also there is prem yog, which is bhakti yog. Then there is gyan yog, there is buddhi yog, there is sannyas yog. There are many ways in which people try to connect to God. And I think that when we come to Gyan, we also bring our bhakti sanskars with us. So then sometimes, some children, they relate to the intellectual part, and they become very bhakti yogi, they become very buddhi yogi and gyan yogi. But bhakti yoga or prem yoga is equally important, and I think the blessing today is about igniting that flame of love and companionship for Baba. So not just looking at Baba as the teacher who teaches and guides and who fills us with power, but as the companion who gives us the company. And these days, company is a very important subject. And it is so important that because we have lived so much, we have spent so much time feeling lonely, we don't even dare to seek company anymore. These days people say that I'm a private person, or I like to be private, or and what they mean is I like to be lonely, but actually they are so scared of company. Because with the wrong kind of companions, there has been so much hurt that now we don't even seek company. So barren hearts have come to that place. So now Baba says that only in this companionship with Baba will you become so full of love, and all the veins of love in your heart that have dried will start, again getting energized and come to life. And then in Satyug, it will be like you are in harmony with every soul, and in love with every soul and every element of nature. So from a shift from this place where our hearts are so barren that we can't connect with one person, we will go back to connecting with everyone and everything in a very loving way in Satyug. And this will happen when now we start keeping Baba as our companion all the time. and in that companionship experience the trust, the love, the faith, the protection, the nourishment, the support that the heart longs for. And then when our heart gets rich with all of this, then we will be able to have the courage to give that to another. So, we reserve all of these things. We don't give it to another because we are running dry. And when our hearts are full of all these experiences and tastes that we get from Baba, we will be able to share them with others, without expecting anything. So that's the way. So I would urge you to put this blessing into practice, not just listen to it and forget it, but today consciously, every time you do something, emerge and see that ocean of love, ocean of purity, ocean of knowledge is in constant company with you. He's your companion, and you experience the feeling that comes with having such a what do you say, the highest on high as your companion. So feel the feeling of the companionship of Baba. And then today's Murli is very interesting. Today Baba talks about Shrimat, and Baba talks about how Baba is the master. And so, there is this thing in Gyan that we listen to, which is Balak So Malik. And Balak So Malik is interpreted in many ways in Gyan, but there is one very good interpretation which is in sync with the spirit of the Murli today. And what it means is, when you become Baba's child, you become a master. So when you become the Balak, you become the Malik. And in the Murli, there is this song, so तुम्हें पाके हमने जहाँ पा लिया, ज़मी तो ज़मी आसमां पा लिया. So having found you, I have found everything, I found the whole world, the earth, the sky, everything belongs to me. So Baba says, when you become my child, I make you worthy of having the kingdom of Satyug. And in that kingdom, there is no barrier. So the sky, the earth, everything belongs to you. Here, you don't even have right to 10 inches of land beyond what you have bought. Yes, so you cannot even plant a tree there, and that's how it is in Kali Yuga. So you don't have, so there is so much restriction on property, and there is so airspace also is divided, and nothing. So nature also, you don't even have right on things that are natural. So Baba says, this is the state you're living in, and these days people have to buy oxygen also. So you pay for oxygen, and it's very, very interesting if you think about it. And Baba says, then you go to a place where everything is yours. You have complete ownership over the sky, the earth, nature, bodies, minds, everything, relationships. You are the owner there. And Baba says, if you become my child, you become the master. And Baba says that I am that father who creates children to give. I don't come to claim your property. I come to give you my property. And Baba says, there is no father who says that I am the master of my child's property. And every father says that my child is the master of my property. Yes, so Baba says, I am also, even a worldly father doesn't do that. So I have also come to give you that. Yes, but the thing is, you don't know the way to claim my property. So I am teaching you that way. And I want to today share an experience with you which was pretty thought provoking for me. And I want you to listen to it before we understand the Murli today. So there was this young girl who came to me once, and she was, I think, she must have been 24 or 25 years of physical age. And then she said that my parents are making my life hell. So, and then she told me that, and she's the only child. So it made me wonder, what is it that this child is trying to say? And I tried to find out. And then she said that she is into a job and she earns some 60,000 rupees a month. And then her father forced her into getting a home loan. And the home loan and the installment of the home loan is around 40,000 a month. So then she lives in Delhi and she's only left with 20,000 a month to spend, and she cannot do all the things she wants to do with in this young age with that 20,000. And her father and her mother made sure that she takes the home loan, and they have put her into that. And now they don't give her extra money, and she only has 20,000. So according to her, she cannot enjoy her life. And that's why her parents are her biggest villains. And then the way she started, I really felt like maybe something is wrong with the parents or something. But later I found out that she's the only child, and the home she has bought is in her name, and her parents have nothing to do with that place she has bought. And they have just ensured and put her in this position so that she doesn't waste her money. And they have put her in this position so that she doesn't waste other things which come with wasting money. So, and then she feels so trapped, and she's so angry on them. So and then I had to counsel her into understanding the intention of the parents, and that they are doing good for her. And then once she made me talk to her father also. And her father said, Didi, you see, when I want, even when I wanted, because she was not in Gyan, so her father was talking about getting her married also. And he said that, Didi, when she gets married, I want her to have a home loan, and she will pay 40,000 of her salary into a place which she owns. So her salary also will not be taken away by anybody unjustifiedly. So I want to ensure many things through this. And I have only one daughter, and I am a very so he told me that I am a person who is afraid of many things. So I have a lot of fear in my heart, and maybe I have done things out of fear, and maybe you will not approve of it. Maybe I didn't take her consent or anything, but I did everything with the best of my knowledge and ability. So her father told these things to me. And you see that why I'm sharing this with you today is because, when Baba tells us to use our money and time and energy and thought for seva, and when Baba says that you do good karma out of it, sometimes, we don't understand why Baba is always telling us to not spend it according to how I wish. And why does Baba always ask us to stay within the boundaries of Srimad? So Baba says that you see that if you become a good child, that is, if you do as I say, if you follow Srimad, then you will become the master. Baba says, I am the master. I don't need anything. But whenever I tell you to use your things according to Srimad, they are for your good. And when you do that, you gain out of it. So Baba says that, and Baba today says that when children don't have a pure intellect, then they don't understand what Baba is saying. And they don't get that when they follow Srimad, they benefit out of it. And Baba says today in the Murli that children now have many weaknesses, but the biggest weakness is to not follow Srimad. Because even if you have many weaknesses, if you just followed Srimad, that is, did as Baba said, if you could be an obedient child, then all your weaknesses will go away. But if you just didn't do this one thing, even if you tried to remove one weakness, it won't go away. Yes, and Baba says that when I come and give you Srimad, I tell you things that you've never heard of. I tell you to become celibate. I tell you to become pure. I tell you to only remember me. I tell you to spend every thought, every second, and every penny into spiritual development of the self and Yagya Seva, which you have not heard. People always tell that, freedom is all about rightfully wasting what you have. Yes, and so, there is this one sister, and she told me something very interesting. She said her husband beats her up, and then he says that, I love you, and I love the fact that I can beat you up anytime, because what is love if you don't have the freedom to beat somebody up? And and then you should feel very loved, because getting beaten up is equal to being loved. So that was the idea. And I think, this is a very, and it sounds bizarre, but this is something we live by. So we think that freedom means wasting or abusing our relationships. So freedom is about relationship abuse. Freedom is about body abuse. So people will say that I am a free person and I can fill my body with junk and garbage and alcohol and stuff that is very bad for it. And I will not give up my freedom to do that. So this freedom to abuse is a very big freedom that we all enjoy. And Baba today says, and we think that freedom means abusing our power. So if you are in a position of power and you abuse it, you feel very free, and that's what entitlement and freedom means to you. And then Baba says that when you waste your money also, you feel you are free to waste it because you earned it. But Baba says this whole concept of freedom is equal to abuse is driven by Ravan. And Baba says this Brashtachar. So in the Hindi Murli, Baba today says that in Satyug there is no question of Brashtachar or corruption. And what is corruption? Corruption is also always abuse of power. So we have power in the form of physical health. We have power in the form of relationships. We have power in the form of wealth. We have power in the form of thoughts. We have power in the form of positions and roles that we play. And when we abuse that power, that is called corruption. And Baba says, in Satyug, there is no corruption. You never waste or abuse that which you've got. But Ravan makes us waste and abuse what we have got, and it makes us think that we are exercising our freedom by doing that. And that is corruption. And Baba says, I save you from corruption. So Baba says, I save you from physical corruption. I tell you to remain pure. I tell you that the body doesn't need to abuse itself for the soul to feel better. So Baba says, I am telling you that purity and not abusing anything that you have got is the way to be in that world of total freedom and total happiness, Satyug. But Baba says, if you do not obey my Shrimad and do as your Ravan sanskars dictate, then you will end up in trouble. So Baba says, understand that by being a Balak, you will become a Malik. And Baba has not come to take anything. Baba is the Malik. Baba has come to give you the kingdom of heaven. He's come to make you the master of heaven. But he teaches you the method to do so, because the methods that we are adopting is leading to hell. So Baba says, understand that my method is not for taking, my method is for giving. And according to your Kaliyugi sanskar, sometimes you feel that this is bondage and this is Baba asking you for something. But it's not Baba asking you, Baba is giving you, and Baba is teaching you how you become worthy of being the master of the golden age. And in the Murli, Baba says something very nice in the last line. Baba says, the Father wills you children the full inheritance, now become worthy and become the masters of heaven. So Baba says, just like some people write a will for their child when they are 10 years or 12 years of age, but they will get that will only after they are 18 years of age, right? So Baba says, when you become worthy, then you will get the inheritance. And I have already given you the inheritance. I'm creating the golden age and I'm creating it for you. But all I'm asking you is to become worthy so that you can get the inheritance. So Baba says, and if you follow Shrimad, you will be able to overcome all your weaknesses, and you will be able to claim your inheritance. And today Baba says something very interesting. Baba talks about our throats choking. And, Baba, so when you think about this thing that Baba is talking about, it's very interesting. So each of us can talk endlessly during the day. Yes, everybody has a speech and we can talk. But it is very interesting that when it comes to knowledge, we are not able to talk. Yes, and you ask anybody in the class, and the most talkative of souls, you put them in the class and you tell us 2 points from the Murli, they go so blank as if they cannot speak one word. And this is a very interesting thing, because outside they can talk forever, and then in the class, 1 point from the Murli you cannot talk. Yes, and then you ask them to share Gyan, they say, Didi, you write us a speech and we will share it. Yes, and Baba gives us at least 300 points in the Murli every day. So for children who are getting these many points in the Murli every day, what is it that we cannot talk about things that are true and matter and Why can't we speak Gyan? So this is a very interesting question that everybody should ask themselves. And Baba today says that the reason behind this is purity. So you see that the most intelligent people on earth, those who have gray matter and in whose intellect a lot of worldly knowledge sits very well, are not able to imbibe one point of Gyan. It doesn't even sit in the buddhi how I am a soul and I am so light. Yes, why? Because our buddhi is impure. And Baba today says that I give you the Srimad, I tell you the truth. And the truth is that if you don't practice purity, so this is why in the earlier times when anybody became a BK, the first thing they did was they started practicing celibacy and they purified their food and they started not engaging too much with people who are vicious. And Baba says, if you pay attention to purity, purity of the mind, purity of food and celibacy, then these things will generate the buddhi or will purify the buddhi in such a manner that the buddhi will able to hold the gyan that Baba is giving. And Baba usually compares the buddhi as like to a vessel. And Baba says that in the world it is said that the lioness's milk will only stay in a golden vessel. So a golden vessel has the capacity to hold the milk of a lioness. And Baba says that this Gyan is very powerful and it is very pure, and until and unless you practice purity, purity of food, purity of the body, which is celibacy, and purity of company. So if you have devilish company, it doesn't work. So Baba says, when you practice purity, then the vessel of your buddhi becomes pure and then you are able to hold the Gyan that Baba gives you in your buddhi. And otherwise, this interesting and amazing phenomena that people can talk all day and they can talk about everyone and everything. And when it comes to Gyan, our throats choke. So Baba says this choking happens because of impurity. And Baba says, if you don't want to choke, and you want the ocean of the knowledge to talk through your throat, and you want to be the instrument for Baba's Gyan to flow through your throat, then practice purity, because those who don't remain celibate will then also engage in impure food and impure company, and then they will totally destroy their fortune. And we need to hurry up in this, because if we do anything for a long time, it will become a sanskar. So if we don't pay, if we come to Baba, keep listening to Gyan and don't purify our buddhi by practicing purity, if we don't do that, then listening to Gyan and not imbibing it will become a sanskar. And then later you want to change it, it won't. So hurry up in this, be pure, and then the knowledge will stay in the buddhi. Okay? Om Shanti.